Good evening, everyone. This video is going to be a trading review and support session for June the 21st, 2023. And let's take a look at the daily as we were kind of starting today. We were kind of expecting a down day today. Last couple of days have been down, and today was the finance committee testimony by Powell, and he didn't say anything unique, but it's just the onward pressure of inflation starting to abate, but not seriously abating just yet. And so the market was, in my opinion, and I think in a lot of people's opinion, just too aggressive as it was celebrating the pause, right, that the Feds did. And now that the Feds have kind of said, yeah, we did pause, but we're likely going to increase rates next time, and we're probably going to be keeping rates for some time. I think one of the Feds today said something to the tune of, we don't expect to see any decreases anytime before late 2024, whereas some people not too long ago were actually planning on hoping maybe a rate decrease at the end of 2023. Well, that clearly isn't going to happen. So let's kind of go through. So when we were starting, we let me roll back a little bit, because the market was trying to be a little bit positive coming into the open, which I didn't exactly understand. So as soon as the market opened, we had already had a little bit of selling, and it kind of continued. So I took my first trade, and it was with the direction of the market, and it's one I kind of agreed with. So I took the trade here, and then that was the first trade. Took another one here as it was just not really letting up. And so, two pushes in the initial direction of the market is usually, fairly achievable as long as the market is not doing anything really super weird. Then it came back, didn't do anything until it got close to the EMA here in the previous Globex low. So I took another trade there. I needed one tick below the volume point of control, which made me a little bit nervous, but I got it. So I was up 3 in about the first 5 minutes or so. And let's see, 1, 2, 3. Here's the next one, right? So came back above the EMA, and might have been a little bit late on this one, but out again. So it was 4. And then got some buying from the double bottom to S1. So that's kind of the warning sign, right? You get buying really close to the bottom within a candle or two from the bottom, especially when it's running away from something. That's kind of the warning sign. So got another expansion there, another expansion there. I wasn't really interested in taking a long trade there, but as you can see, as it was kind of coming back through, it would have worked. It just wasn't. I was already up 4 and didn't really want to challenge it too much. So got up to close to the 3-minute moving average, right? Which so the 3 MA, the MA would have still been red at this point, right? And then we started to come back down. Took a trade here, right? Kind of in the late, kind of in a push time kind of early in a push time. So I took the trade, and then I got chicken because it just really wasn't really doing anything. So I took a trade for 2 ticks, and as soon as I got out, of course, it went the full, would have gone the full point plus. Then I was trying to not take another trade, but this looks okay. It was just IRZ up quite a bit, and then right before it goes into 7 o'clock, which is the Powell testimony. And I was trying to find the live feed for Powell. Usually I get an invitation either from Financial Juice or Forex Factory, and neither one of those did. So I was kind of looking around. I finally found it. So I was kind of late to this trade as well. So I took this one and was out. And then nothing good was happening through here. You know, relatively. I started the day saying I wasn't really planning on trading too much today on these FOMC days. Well, it's really a testimony day. It's not an FOMC day. And then finally, so here we got a new low, and got and we'd already kind of gone expansion here and some expansion, came back down, made a new low, expansion here, then expansion through here. So it was looking a little bit better on the long side, and the EMA was actually above the minute average, so the arrow would have been green. So the only thing would have been red is the price action under the 3-minute moving average. And so I took a trade, but I took it here, right? So this is the 1, 2, this is the third attempt. And ultimately it would have gone. And I had an expansion a couple of bars before, but it just didn't go. So the predominant direction for the day had kind of been down. So again, I got chicken. I took 2 ticks, but clearly that's when it boosted up. I'd already set my profit limit at 2 ticks when this expansion occurred, and it just like got me out. So that's fine. Otherwise, I could have been up a little bit more today, even with the trades that I took. And I think there's one more trade in here that I don't remember. Yeah, because I think it was kind of late. Yeah, it's kind of late because I wasn't paying that close of attention. And so it was coming back down. And so I kind of missed this action. That action would have probably been okay. So I waited until came back to the EMA and the previous yesterday's low, right? Took a trade here and that was out. And that was my last trade. So 7 points, which is perfectly fine. I'd be happy with 7 points every day, and pretty efficient as well. The only inefficiencies were took 2 trades for 2 ticks. So otherwise it would have been up 8 points, right? Would have gotten 4 more ticks. So any questions on that? I mean, I do like the kind of like the visibility that we have, trying to take trades in the direction of the 3-minute average and the other things as well. I took the suggestion on placing these things appropriately, right? So you can see all of the indicators on really the near-term and the longer-term trends are pretty close to the price action, right? They're going to be centered around the EMA. So I think that is a little bit, it's helpful. You're not too terribly nervous about trading in a particular direction. You can just wait till the trades line up more. So I kind of like that. I think it's a good suggestion. So any questions on that? And if not, I'll talk a little bit about my schedule as far as what I know right now. Okay, so you've got a little bit of an issue with your EMA band. Okay. Let me see. The EMA, let me look, because I keep a micro chart as well as E-mini charts. Let me look on my micro chart. Have you it looks like it's a straight band, so that's a little bit weird. Go to the format on the EMA band 2 and go to the scaling tab and make sure it's set at same as instrument. Let's start there. Okay, so that's not the problem. On inputs, um, I mentioned this the other day. When I shipped it to you, the Sense 1 and Sense 2 were 2 and 3. So check that. I mean, I have now mine set at 3, 4. Make sure it's not 30 or 40 or something like that, some large number. Yours is 2, 3. Okay. Well, I mean, you can set it to 3, 4, but that won't necessarily fix your problem. Well, why don't you set it to 3, 4 just to see if it looks any different? Just to see if it changes at all. So still plotting in a far off area. Weird. Okay. Do this for me. Take a picture of and send it to me, and see if you can get, hold down the button, right, so I can see the values here, and send me a picture, and let me take a look at it. You may want to roll it back a little bit to the point, because right now the market's kind of slow, right? Roll it back to the point where, for instance, you should be able to see. Yeah, you might even go back to the open, right? Because the certainly around the open, when the market is a little bit quiet, it should always be pretty close, right? You should always kind of be able to see it. So why don't you take a picture of this time frame and send it to me, and let me see maybe what's like going on. Kind of weird. Um, I'll ask in the room tomorrow if anybody else is having that kind of an issue as well. Okay. Anything else? Okay, no problem. All right. In terms of my schedule, we are planning a trip to California. We got a little bit of news today, um, and I'll say, no rush. I mean, I'll send an email later. It appears as though the services are going to be on the 14th and the 15th of July. We're getting some power outages. This is my second little flutter today that I've had. Can you still hear me? I'm on battery backup, so I should be okay. Okay. Um, yeah, this is the second time my battery backup system has kicked in today. So July the 14th and 15th. So we'll probably have to start traveling on the 13th of July. So that's kind of like the rough time frame that I've got. So yeah, that's probably when we'll be heading out to California. So it'll take us, a couple of days to get back and that kind of stuff. So So maybe gone for upwards of I don't know about where the weekends. I haven't even seen where that is on the schedule about during the week, but maybe gone for a week or so. But hopefully not a whole week of the trade room being closed. So that's about what I know right now, and I'll let everybody know more when I know more. Alrighty, so I better, if no more questions, I better close this video so before maybe I lose power yet again. Don't know sure what the power problem is today, but I don't usually like to have my computers running when there does seem to be a little bit of a power problem. I don't see any lightning or anything flashes, so maybe they're doing some maintenance. Thanks. Hopefully, yeah, it'd be nice to get some things settled and those sorts of things, but thank you for your wishes as well. All right, let me close this video and we will, again, be talking to you very soon. Thanks a lot.